All right, here we go.
All right, here we go, baby.
The season just keeps rolling along.
Right,
Episode 13.
right.
Um, I think last year we went 19 episodes through the playoffs, so I'm thinking it's probably the same, maybe one more, one less.
Terrific. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm pumped to do this one. Let's go.
So this one's going to be titled "The Cream is Rising"
Right,
as we see teams starting to pull away a little bit, right, Nikki?
right. Absolutely. And some teams are like Texas falling by the wayside.
Now, yeah, Texas fell hard in the polls,
Right,
fell hard on the scoreboard. Georgia taught them what it's like to be tough football. Georgia's
right,
so good.
right,
Georgia's, to me, the scariest team of all. They seem to have it all together, and they got to run that gauntlet. I mean, I almost think Kirby doesn't want to get to the SEC game because he can win out and still not get there because of tiebreakers. And I think that would be good for them. They'd still get the bye, which he gets the rest. They don't have to play in an SEC championship game, which doesn't mean as much as it used to, obviously,
right,
but it still means a lot to those guys, so they try to kill each other. And
right,
that conference just butchers each other. So we'll
right.
see. Getting to Georgia, talking about them. I mean, Kirby's smart, man. How good is he?
When he like he says, my team is hard to kill.
Yeah,
You know,
he's hard to kill. Kid,
right,
they just, I mean, they're up 14-10 going into the fourth quarter, right?
right,
Um, and then they just put their foot on the gas, and Texas just folds like
right.
a wilt.
They do an onside kick, and Texas didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, they had turned, they were going the other way.
Right.
Ah, what a thing of beauty that was. So here's how I see it
Okay.
for the playoffs, because that's all that matters now, right?
All right.
The bowl games don't mean shit anymore. It's all about the playoffs, which they should probably expand to 16, because I think it'd be cool to have two home games on your campus. You know, the 1 through 16 game and then the 1 through 8 game. I think that'd be great. So here, and then they play one less regular season game. That's how I would propose it. Um, in for sure, Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Ole Miss, and Georgia. They're in, man.
Yeah.
That's one, two, three, four, five. Five teams are in. They could lose and still be in. Okay.
Right.
Teams that are right there on the bubble of getting in are Tech, Bama, Oregon, or USC because they got a playoff game this weekend. Whoever wins that game, I think, is in. Notre Dame and Miami, I guess, is close because they're the highest rated ACC team. That leaves one spot. If
Right.
all those teams are in, that leaves one spot,
One ticket.
one ticket between BYU, Utah, Vandy, UVA, Oklahoma, who's now in. So I guess who you push out, I don't know who you push
It's
out.
too early. It's too early to tell.
Right. One ticket left, Georgia
Right.
Tech, Michigan, and USC. Now USC and Oregon will eliminate themselves. Someone's going done this weekend, right?
Right. Right.
Whoever loses is out.
Right.
And then one spot for the G5 teams, which is between Tulane, who's currently in, North Texas, Navy, and James Madison.
Right. And all those four teams are all good. Tulane, North Texas, Navy, and James Madison. They're
And
not
only
national championship teams. I understand that,
no,
but they're
one
good,
of them will get
solid
in.
college football teams.
Yeah, one of them will get in and play the 12th seed, which right now currently stands at Texas Tech, and give them a game. They'll lose, but they'll give them a game. It'll be fun to watch.
Right.
And Lubbock will go crazy for a home playoff game. My
Right.
God. All right, so back to the games. South Carolina, they had them, Nick.
Right. Ooh,
They had A and
they
M
were
on their
30 to
backs,
3 at
man.
halftime.
I
We
mean,
said when we left last week, we said, I wonder who shows up this week. Will good South Carolina show up or will bad South Carolina show up?
they
And it
both
showed
stood
up.
up.
Turned out we were right. both showed up. Good South Carolina in the first half and bad South Carolina in the second half.
I mean, I was hearing from some A&M fans and they were like, I don't know what's going on with Marcel Reed. Then other guys on the social media were like, I think Marcel Reed is putting money on the game because he had like three interceptions the first half. He
Right,
was terrible. He
right.
could not hit anything, and then the second half he just woke up.
Yeah. They
Right?
all did. I mean,
Yeah, it was just like, and the game was almost tied by the beginning of the fourth quarter. They were
right.
down
They
seven
were,
going into
yeah,
the fourth quarter. So, and then they gagged it away, and Beamer had no answers. It's a shame.
right.
Nikki Harbor, who I've been telling you about, and
For 3 years.
Loxley told me about him. I mean, Loxley had him. He was offering 750 grand.
Just to be clear, we're talking about the wide receiver from South Carolina,
Yeah,
who's on Bruce. I believe he's on Bruce Feldman's freaks list.
yeah, and an Olympic sprinter,
Right,
110-meter sprinter, a football player, plays was a tight end in high school, I think, but is playing receiver, I think, now for South Carolina. He caught an in route, 10-yard in route, and turned into a 74-yard touchdown in a blink of a second. And
right.
and they weren't even getting close. Now, A&M has some guys that can run too, man. It's not like they were like slow. They weren't gaining on him though. He's big. I mean, he's gonna be, I hate to say it, could be the next Randy Moss. He's that kind of talent.
Yeah, he's a tremendous talent.
Yeah. Um, it's good to see BYU got back in the winning ways, right? That whole I thought it was a sneaky line. They're trying to bait us into taking BYU. We should take I took TCU. No, BYU's legit. They got what, one loss, and they're in the hunt for that final spot. They're definitely in the hunt. All right.
Yeah, I mean, the BYU is much stronger than I thought they were. I thought that game was going to be tight, and they just took control of it,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
basically manhandled Texas Christian.
Which is really I'm shocked by because Texas
I'm
Christian's
shocked
a
by that
physical team.
too.
Yeah.
There was a lot of team stuff I was shocked by, though. We'll get to that.
Yeah. All right. So went to JMU this weekend, so I'm sporting their sweatshirt. Um, I'm gonna quickly share some photos from the weekend. It
All
was
right.
a really good time, man. A really, really good time. They got it going on there. All right, can you see that okay?
Yeah, I think so. All right.
All right, so that's just kind of they're setting up the beer pong, which is huge there, by the way. Shocker, I ended up playing okay in it, man.
All
I
right.
picked it up pretty quickly. Um, that's my host right there, Romano.
Okay.
And that's one of the roommates. Um, that's his wife there in the background. There's my son. Those are the two Romano boys. The one on the far left here, Jake, he is our IT, Nick. He does all our
Oh,
postings on Instagram.
all right.
Him and his girlfriend Emily have been doing it for us for the last few weeks.
Excellent.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry about that.
It's
Hang
all
on.
right.
What the hell happened?
There's
Uh,
Shelley.
yeah. Okay, so let's start over. All right, so that's them. Those are the moms, and that's Jenny right there. And that's Lou's sister, and those are her two sisters and her mom. It was a whole family affair there. It was nice. There's all the roommates and all the buddies. There's the beer pong. That's Zach right there, the older guy. His two sons go there as well. And that's Leo cooking. That's the Romano family there. You've never
All
met
right.
Lou, huh?
I must have, but I can't
Yeah,
place. I can't
he's
remember
he's the
when.
best. Yeah, he's the best. There's me taking a photo with them and Ian, my son. There's Shelly and Ian. We'll just whip through these pretty quickly. Those are all the roommates with Lou. The guy next to Lou right here was pretty banged up. His name's Shane, but I was calling him Blue. Blue was so wasted. That's throw up on his shirt. He threw up in the middle of the tailgate. There's more beer pong photos. This is the group shot of all of us right
Oh
here. I
my
took
God, there's
this
a
one.
huge crew.
It's a huge crew, man. It was really a lot of fun. That's everybody who was there. There's me and Lou yucking it up.
It's a good picture of you.
Yeah, that's Leo with his buddies. That is my son Ian with Riley O'Leary. Her mom and dad are good friends of ours, and she
Okay.
goes there as well. Some of the boys are selling. So there's kind of some football shots. There's the mascot.
James Madison blew him out.
They did 58-10. Yeah, it was a major blowout. They're really good, man. They're a good physical team. All right, it gives you kind of some idea of where
All
we're at.
right.
It was a lot of fun, man. Good
Right. Glad
time.
you had a good time.
Yeah,
How long did it take
yeah.
you to get down there from DC?
2:30.
Oh, okay.
It was easy. 2 hours, 30 minutes. Really easy to go to. All right, where are we at in terms of coaches? I saw that James
Okay, so we had
Franklin.
some movement. Let's
Super
go over that. So for the first time, I think in about 2 months, no coaches were fired last Sunday. So that's something new and different.
good.
And then this week, we sort of had the first coach who was fired in September get a new job yesterday when James Franklin took the job at Virginia Tech. I think that's a good fit for him. I
It's
think
a
he'll do well down there.
great
What do you
hire
think?
for them. They
What?
could do so much worse.
Yeah,
That is a great hire.
right,
They should be ecstatic about that hire.
right, right.
Yeah,
I mean, they've had a lot of trouble. They had Frank Beamer, Shane Beamer at South Carolina's father
right.
from like 1987 to 2018. So whatever, 2015. So that's like 28 years. And then they had Justin Fuente and Brett Pry, who they canned back in September.
Yeah.
So this is a good reset for them. I think you're right. I think he'll do very well. James Franklin will do very well down at Virginia Tech.
It's a professional hire. I mean, they
Right.
could have done a lot worse than him. They could have went to assistant coach route. They probably talked to Shane Beamer, see if he wanted to come home, and he said hell no. Um, I think it's a really good hire, man. I think it's the first domino of many. I think the thing that that I'm going to tell you, man, is National Sign Day is December 3rd through the 5th, and the
Right.
portal starts January 2nd through the 16th. And you gotta have a coach in play, man, because if you sign a bunch of kids in December and then a new coach gets hired, I think they have an out. They can get out of their letter of commitment. There's like, the letter of intent is
There's a
binding.
lot of moving parts, is what you're
It
saying.
is, man. So I think the next domino to fall should be Penn State. They need to wrap up a coach, man. I don't know what they're waiting on, unless they're waiting on a coach that's currently coaching. Then that's a different
Mm.
animal, right?
Right.
And then Florida as well, and Auburn, and oh no, yeah, and Auburn, LSU. I
Right.
mean, there's some jobs out there, man.
Oh yeah.
Norvell's not going anywhere. The Florida State has said we don't have the money to shit can them.
Right.
Loxley
Right.
got a new lease on life for another year. I think
Right.
the
Mike Loxley, the
UAB,
Maryland coach.
yeah, wants to give him a chance with a full cupboard full of cash to see what he can do, what he can recruit, whoever he wants to recruit. Hopefully that helps. So talk to me about this private equity deal in the Big Ten. I know it came up a couple weeks ago, and I heard about it.
I'm
I'm
still looking
assuming
into
Maryland's
it.
on board.
I guess it's like, I guess they want a share. The private equity people, I'm not caught up on this, but I think they invest money in the league in
Yeah,
return for a percentage of the profits.
a percentage of the TV revenue,
Right, right. I think, okay, right.
of
Thank
the
you.
TV revenue. Yeah,
Right. And then, but I guess right now, as things stand today, USC and Michigan aren't on board. I mean, there's 18 teams in the league. It's a lot to herd to get on the same page. And I guess those two schools right now are holdouts. So that's where it stands.
Ohio State's on board with that.
It seemed to be. Hmm,
Oregon's on board. I mean,
seemed
those
to be.
those teams got more money than anyone. I mean, they got
Yeah.
a lot of money. They got a
Right.
war chest full of cash.
Right.
What the private equity people want to do is buy a percentage of the current, revenue from TV in hopes that that revenue keeps going up, and then they make the juice right when it goes
Right.
up.
Right.
Because they're already in on their percentage, whatever it is, 5,
Right.
10, 20%.
Right.
That would be a huge influx of money to the member schools, obviously, and Maryland would be all over that. So we'll see what happens with that, man. All right, give me the current playoff bracket, Nikki. Where are we, man?
Okay, let's take a look at this. So
Hasn't
we got,
changed too much.
yeah, pretty set. It's not, it would have gotten crazy if A&M, if good South Carolina had showed up in the second half, but they didn't. So you have number 12, Tulane. They would go out to Lubbock, Texas, and play Texas Tech in the first round. Um, Notre Dame would play at Norman, Oklahoma against Oklahoma.
That would be fun. That
Right,
would be a lot of fun.
right. Um, Miami would go out to Oxford, Mississippi to play. Miami would be the 11th seed, and they would go out to Oxford, Mississippi to play the Rebels, the 6th seed.
Yeah,
And then number 10, Alabama would go out to Oregon and
that would be
play
fun too.
the Ducks, the 7th seed.
This is
And
all
then,
good TV, by the way. All
right,
right,
right.
this
And then
these are 3 or 4 games are off the charts.
right. And then the four teams that um have buys are the usual suspects. Georgia number 4, uh Texas A&M number 3, number 2 Indiana Hoosiers, and number 1 the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yep.
So pretty not a lot of change since last week, but we'll have more clarity on Oregon after this week.
Yeah, the changes
I
are
think Oregon
Oklahoma.
actually has two tough games left. They have to play Washington, I think, and they have to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
USC.
Yeah, but if they beat USC and then go into 10-1 in the wash and they lose, they might still get in at 10 and
Right,
2,
right,
but they can't lose this week. All right, so the impress depress, Georgia's so impressive against Texas.
right.
Texas they just underachieved this year, man, for all the talent they have.
They're not a physical team. Like they don't they don't seem to get their uniforms dirty.
It's because they
They
play
don't
on
have
turf. That's
yeah,
why. But I agree with you. They're not a physical team, and Georgia is a physical team. Georgia's they're tough to deal with, man. They are tough to deal with all around. Ohio State, we thought UCLA would play them close. They did. They got blown out. Miami is just blowing out everyone they can out of for style points, I think, against NC State. I thought South Carolina was impressive, even though the second half was terrible. And Texas A&M, I mean, they've been skating by a few games, winning still though, which is
right,
good. You still want to win,
right.
but you play like that against the Miami, Mississippi winner in the playoffs, you will lose. You're out. So they got to wake up here. I thought JMU was great, man. I think they should be in as a 12th seed, but we'll see what happens. 58-10 over App State. They just demolished them. Notre Dame went in the pit and on game day, crazy crowd, won huge.
Yeah,
That was
just
a
killed
big
them.
win.
Yeah.
Killed them. And then Navy beating South Florida, knocked South Florida out of the race. South Florida was in this bracket last week. Now they're
That's
out
right. Yeah.
because Navy beat them. So, all right, let's go through the picks.
Right.
Clemson, Louisville, LaVille, we both tick him. It was the lock of the week, and Clemson beat him 2019 on a just horrific. You want to talk about the lock for a minute, Nick?
Yeah, I mean it was just it was a big disappointment. Louisville was able to run. Clemson played decently. They didn't play terribly. Um, they deserve credit, but Louisville missed two two field goals from each from a different kicker and an extra point. That really hurt them. And they couldn't really get the wide receiver from Mississippi, Chris Bell, going. He didn't really do much. Miller Moss wasn't great. And it just at the end, Clemson, it was an unbelievable game because Clemson um, fumbled a punt. The punter didn't get the punt off with like less than 3 minutes to go.
Yeah,
Louisville's sitting at like the 30-yard line, ready to, pretty good shape to punch it in, and then like sack, incomplete pass. It was, and then missed field goal. So the
yeah.
whole thing just fell apart. It was a big bummer.
All right. Um, Minnesota getting 25 and a half. I thought Oriole would play well. They did. They
Good.
were
That was a good
big.
pick by you. Well done.
I thought Whiskey would play good, but I didn't want to root against Indiana.
Right.
You took the over. That didn't hit. Indiana didn't hit. They didn't cover.
Yeah.
They won big, 31-7, but they didn't cover. UCF, man. I mean, even though laying 10 and a half, I thought they're going to beat Navy because they have so much to gain. And Navy took it to them 41-38. It's a good win for the academy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Navy's got a good team.
Yeah.
Brian Newberry's a good coach.
We both took South Carolina to cover. They almost won. I took the under, which got blown out also. I took Northwestern. You took the over. That hit. Um, Northwestern played them tough and had plenty of opportunity to win that game, man.
Right, right. It was a
Michigan
good
had,
game.
they got
I
stopped
watched that. I enjoyed it.
twice inside the 5 yard line. They had three interceptions. I mean, uh, they were handing Northwestern the game and they just couldn't put it over the top.
Right.
I picked Notre Dame. You picked the under. They both hit. Um, we both picked JMU. They hit big. I picked Tech over
Thank
Central.
God I got one right.
Yeah, Tech over Central Florida. Texas Tech. You took the under. That did not hit, but the Texas Tech did. 48-9. They're tough, man.
Yeah, their defense is
Um,
stout.
Game of the week. Once again, hit that with the dogs. You took Texas 35-10 dogs big. Game of the week's now 26-7. Wow.
That's held water for 3 years. That's great.
It has. NC State plus 14 and a half. I took Miami in the over. You took Miami. And Miami hit. The over did not. It was 55 and a half. 41-7 is the final score. Penn State. I thought Michigan State would play them tough, man, at home. I mean, show some pride. Penn
Right,
State beat them badly, 28-10. Both loved the Tide at home against Oklahoma, and Oklahoma took it to them and beat them. That was a good win for Oklahoma, man. Moneyline Mateer really stepped up in that game. He played
right.
well. He had some big runs in crucial moments. That's a huge win for Oklahoma. Got them in the playoff. They were out last week. They're in now. USC, Iowa. I thought USC would beat them pretty handily. That game was close too. I mean, USC had to squeak that out.
Yeah,
With
Oklahoma,
them.
Iowa was up big at halftime,
Yeah,
and then
they were up 14-0 to start the game.
right,
Virginia getting 5.5 at Duke. I thought, okay, this is a stinky line. Let's just take Duke. Virginia pounced them. And you took UVA. Nice call. 34-17. I liked a line against Maryland. You took Maryland because you're a homer.
right.
And they killed us 24 to
Yeah,
6.
yeah. It
Terrible.
was a tough one, man. The Terps had like a 95-yard drive in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter and came up empty. It
And
was tough.
that would have covered, right?
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
have covered, right?
yeah.
UCLA, we both took them thinking, 32 and a half points. They're going to play them tough. Nico ended up not playing, which
Right.
I thought he was playing. That kind of, they lost 48-10. TCU getting 4.5 at BYU. We thought, oh, they're gonna play them or beat them. They lost 44-13. That's a real beatdown by BYU.
Yeah.
So overall, for the week, I went 9-13. You went 8-10. These games are getting harder to pick just because
Yeah,
there's parity. There's teams that are they're playing tougher, man, or they're not
right,
playing as tough. We don't know. We don't know from week to week who's playing tough, who's not playing tougher.
right,
I'm 124 and 116, 51.66%. You're 98 and 108, 47.57%. Those
right,
aren't bad percentages. I mean, we're not making any money if we bet all our games,
right,
but we're having a good time doing it. All right.
right. We gotta I gotta we both gotta end up the year on the positive side of a ledger.
Yeah, I'm 8 out and you're 10 out.
Right,
So
right.
let's go.
All right.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Miami,
First game up. University of
Miami's.
Miami of Florida minus 17 at Virginia Tech.
I like the U here to keep pounding people. I think Virginia Tech's pretty much done for the year, and the U's got to win to keep getting, style points, man. So I like Miami here.
I'm going to go with the under there. The under 48 and a half.
The under,
Yeah.
okay. Mizzou getting 9.5, and Bo Prbilla's coming back for the game. Just so you know, getting 9.5 in Norman against Oklahoma.
I'll take Mizzou.
So will I. I think they keep it close. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they keep it close. Louisville coming off that terrible
Thinker.
loss,
Right.
getting 3 at SMU. Did they bounce back here? I don't
I'm,
think they do. I'm going to
I'm
take
going to take
SMU.
SMU. I'm going to take the Mustangs
Me too, man. I'm
at
taking
home.
SMU. I don't think
Yeah.
they come back from that
Right.
loss
I
last week.
mean,
They know they're done, and now they're going to play like they're done. And SMU, they're done too, but at least I think they play hard here.
right.
Delaware getting 18 at Wake Forest. I thought this was an interesting late season game because Delaware's trying to be, you know, big Division I football now. They're throwing a bunch of money at it.
Right.
Going into Wake Forest, which isn't big Division I football. I mean, they're Division I, they're ACC, but their program's traditionally been pretty bad. I like Delaware getting the 18 here to try to impress. They're probably going to get killed. 52 and a half is the over under, but I'm going to take Delaware in the 18.
The Fighting Blue Hens.
Yep.
I'll take the Fighting Blue Hens as well, plus 18.
Okay. Kansas getting 4 at Iowa State. I'm not sure why this line's so low.
Kansas is a respectable team, but I think Iowa State's got a good game in them. I think the Cyclones win here by more than 4, so I'll lay the points.
Yeah, same here. I'll take Iowa State. Washington State getting 13 and a half traveling across the country to Harrisonburg, Virginia. Not an easy place to get to. 2.5 hours from the closest airport in DC, from Dulles Airport. I guess you can fly into Charlottesville maybe or
Right,
Richmond. Still 2 hours away. So
right,
I'm going to take JMU and lay the 13 and a half. I think they're poised, like Miami, to win big for style points. And Washington State's a big brand. They would love to put a pounding on them as well, and I think they will.
I'm gonna take I don't think you're wrong, but I'm gonna take the Cougars here, giving the 2 touchdowns.
Wazoo.
Yeah,
All right, Notre Dame laying 35 points against Cuse in South Bend.
right.
What do you say?
I just think 35 is too many points. I
Cuse?
understand Syracuse is starting a freshman quarterback. I don't know what the weather's going to be like in South Bend on Saturday, but
It's
I'm
going
going
to
to take
suck.
the Orange giving up 35.
The weather always sucks in South Bend in
Right.
November. They got the worst weather outside of State
Ye-
College.
Right.
I'm going to take Notre Dame and lay the 35. I
All
think
right.
they pound Cuse. And I just think they're as JMU and Miami, they want style points.
Right.
They're going to pound them. Arkansas getting 10 going into Austin against Texas. That soft ass Texas team. I like Arkansas here with the 10 points. Arkansas is going to score on them, man, and they're going to give up a bunch of points. I'm going to take Arkansas here with the 10.
So earlier this year, everything we said about Texas is correct. They are a soft team. We saw that against Florida in Gainesville. We saw that against Georgia in Athens. But um, damn, this is a tough one. So I'm going to go with the. I think I'm going to go with the over here, even though it's a lot of points, 56 and a half.
There's going to be a lot of points scored here. This is going to
Right,
be a shootout.
right.
But no doubt it's going to be a shootout. All right. Michigan State getting 15 at Iowa. I don't understand this line. 15's a lot of points, man. I get Michigan State's terrible, so I'm gonna take Iowa lay the 15. I'm also gonna take the under. I think this is a 31-3 game, 28-7. It's an Iowa. It's a usual Iowa game in Iowa City.
Right. I'm with you all the way on this. I'm gonna go on the under.
Under. Okay. USC. This is the game of the week, everybody.
Right.
Getting 9.5 at Oregon in Eugene. It's a no joke game here. This game's basically a playoff game, right? This is a playoff game.
Right.
This is the week zero playoff game, and I'm going to take Oregon here at home to dominate USC. It's going to be, I think, a high scoring affair. 60 points over under is huge. It's a big number. I think Oregon's just too good on the offensive side and good enough defensively to stop USC. So I think they win by 14 to 17 points here. I'll take Oregon.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I will join you with on the Ducks.
Okay. Kentucky getting 10 points going into Vandy. Is there anything left at Kentucky? I mean, I don't think so. So I'm going to
They
take Vanderbilt,
yeah,
who
they
has a
beat up
lot to
on
play for.
Florida 2 weeks ago, but um
Vandy's got a lot to play for here. They're still on the outside of getting in the playoffs, but a couple big wins. They go 10
right.
and 2 in the SEC. I think they might have a shot. So I'm going to take Vanderbilt here, laying the 10.
I'm gonna
54
go
to
with
be
the
over under.
under.
Under?
I'm gonna take the under there.
Okay. K-State late getting 16 and a half at Utah. The disrespect for K-State, man. What do you say, Nikki?
I think it's just too many points, and we'll take the Kansas State Wildcats plus 16 and a half.
And I'll take the under there. All right, Michigan 13 and a half point favorites at Maryland. I'll be at the game. Last home game of the year. Should be fun. Got a great tailgate lined up with a bunch of kids, bunch of adults, great food. I am going to take Maryland here, Nick. I haven't been picking them lately. They've been winning, but I think Michigan showed some, I don't know, cracks maybe. I think there might be a look ahead game for them as they got Ohio State next weekend. I just don't think they cover the 13 and a half. I think they win the game, and Maryland's going to lose to some heartbreak fashion is what I think. So I'm going to take Maryland the 13 and a half. And
I agree with you. I think Maryland's gonna play well. I mean, I shouldn't be picking this game because it's our alma mater. And, you're like, last week I was like, man, they're going to go out to Champaign and play well. And they really didn't. And now I'm
right.
like, oh, they're going to play well this week. But I just think they're going to play well. So I'll take Maryland here.
Okay. Coastal Carolina getting 23 at South Carolina.
I
Interesting
don't know
game.
anything about Coastal.
They're a team that wants to win a game against a Power Four conference SEC opponent to put their name on the map. 23 points is a lot of points. I'm going to take Coastal. I think they get beat, but South Carolina could sleepwalk in this game and and
Yeah.
and lose.
Oh, This
But
has bad South Carolina written all over it.
yes, exactly. Or they could just barely win it. So
Right.
I'm gonna take Coastal here.
All right. I'm going to do something I rarely do and take the over.
Over. Okay. All right. Nebraska getting 9.5 going to State College. Night game.
What do you think about this game? I mean, Penn State won their first Big Ten game last week.
Yeah. I like Nebraska here getting 9.5. I think it's a close game. I think it's low scoring. And I think Matt Rule, had flirted with Penn State to take this job. And I was told by a Penn State booster that Matt Rule would get the job this week and wouldn't coach the Nebraska Penn State game. Like he'd resign this week before the game. Instead, he took the extension, the new 3-year deal, right?
Right,
So he'll be there. I think he'll be pretty motivated. I think they may win outright. I think now Raiola's out for Nebraska. They're the backup quarterback, who seems to
right,
be pretty legit. So I'm going to take Nebraska 9.5. I think it's a close game, go either way. It's a 3-point game. I don't know who's going to win, but if Penn State wins the 3-point game, I still cover with the 9.5. So I'm going to take
right.
Nebraska.
I'd take the Cornhuskers as well.
Okay. Pittsburgh getting 2.5 at Georgia Tech. I can't believe this line's this low. I mean, Pitt got waxed last week, and
And
Tech.
Georgia Tech had their hands filled with Boston College up in Boston.
Yeah, but they got a lot to play for here, Georgia
Right,
Tech, man. They have a shot at the playoff. They got
right.
one loss. So I'm going to take Tech here at home. Haynes. Um, what's the quarterback's
Haynes
name?
King.
Haynes King, legit quarterback. I think he just runs all over that Pitt defense. So I'm going to take Georgia Tech here. Lay the 2.5. That's nothing.
Oh, 62 points is a lot here. I'm going to take the under.
Under. Okay.
All right.
Illinois favored by 9 at Wisconsin.
We got to check the weather on this game because it could be cold in Madison.
It's going to be terribly cold,
Yeah.
possibly raining or snow.
Yeah, I'll take Wisconsin then.
You are going to take them, and the
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
I'm going to also take Wisconsin, but I'm also double betting the under on this.
All right, that's legit.
I think it's a low scoring game. Tennessee favored by 3.5 going to Florida. Once again, good and bad Florida. I mean, who shows up?
Right. So,
Florida played really good last week and took the L because they can't finish a game to save their life. But DJ Lagway's legit, man. He looks like he's back.
right. So
But I
this
think
was a this was always a great game back in the
it
day
was,
when
yes.
Steve Spurrier coached the Florida Gators,
Yeah,
and they would always meet early in the season in September, and Tennessee would always come in full speed ahead, like national championship, and the Gators would just kill them, man. I mean,
yeah,
they'd beat them by like 3 touchdowns. They'd score like 45, 50 points on
yeah.
Tennessee's defense. They just abused the Volunteers. It was, whether it was Peyton Manning, I don't think Peyton Manning ever won a game against Florida. You know, I mean, those
Oh, he
some of
did.
those guys like Eric Recht and Chris Doering, those guys are still scoring touchdowns against Tennessee.
Oh, I know. Spurrier after the game would always be like, I guess Tennessee's going to their bowl game, the Citrus Bowl. They should just call it the Tennessee Bowl. Because they'll never play in a real bowl game. The ball coach. With all that being said, on the road, I think Tennessee beats them. I think Florida's done. They're cooked. Too many bad losses, too much bad mojo. I think
Right.
they've called it in for the year. I think Tennessee has
I'm gonna
something to play
okay,
for.
I'm gonna jump on the under.
Under. Okay. BYU favored by 2 going into the Natty. I don't know how this is a 2-point spread, man.
I mean, I watched Arizona at Cincinnati last week pretty
And they beat them,
closely.
right?
Yeah, Arizona beat them. It was
Right.
Arizona played really well. It was a real physical game. I'm going to go with BYU laying the points there.
Laying two
Yeah,
on the road. I don't see it, man. I think this should be like a 8 point spread, which leads you to believe it could be a stinking line, and we might be looking at Cincinnati with a win, which would eliminate BYU from any
right,
playoff contention. All right, Washington, 10.5 point favorites at UCLA, which doesn't mean anything because they don't have any fans. Um, I guess Nico's back this week. That kid gets more weeks off than anyone I've ever seen in my life.
right.
I think Washington rolls them. They're just like, get out of my way, UCLA.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Washington last week they pounded Purdue up in Seattle,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think they'll do the same this week.
All right, Nick.
Okay,
What's the lock of
so
the week? Talk
okay,
to me.
so I think we're going to go with Nebraska plus 9.5 against Penn State. I
Okay.
think the Cornhuskers. I think it's just going to be a pretty close, tight game. I don't see anybody pulling away or anything like that. Um, so hopefully, both teams have good running attacks. Penn State has Allen and Singleton, the two tailbacks.
Yeah, they're good.
Nebraska has Johnson at tailback. It should be a good game. You said a night game at Penn State. Maybe not, but a little cold at night.
Yeah.
Um, they're both playing with backup quarterbacks, so we'll see what it should. But I think Nebraska will be able to keep it close.
All right. And then the RIP, we talked about this a little bit.
Right,
Kenny Easley passed away, the safety for the Seattle Seahawks,
right.
right? Did he
So
play for any
right,
other team?
he was a player, high school player from your area, well, somewhat, Norfolk, Virginia. I think he went to
Okay.
Oscar Smith High School down there.
Yep.
There are a lot of great players from Norfolk, Virginia. Roger
Oh,
Brown, um, not well, Norfolk, but the Tidewater area.
yeah, the beach,
Roger
as they
Brown,
call it.
Michael Vick, and Easley was certainly Lawrence Taylor. Easley was certainly right up there with all of them.
Bruce
And
Smith.
Bruce Smith is from there, yeah,
Yeah.
all those guys. And he went out to UCLA and went cross country in whatever it was, 1970. So he played um, 80, 79, 78, 77. He was the first man to make first team All Pac-10 for all 4 years.
Wow. Okay.
So he was basically he was a tremendous player. He's probably one of the best football players UCLA has ever had, and they've had a lot. And he had a great
Two-time Hall of Famer, All
yeah,
Pro, right? Hall of
right.
Famer.
And then he had a great pro career, although a short career with the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah. But a bruiser, a big hitter.
Yeah,
I mean, him and Lott, right?
right.
Were both
Both
like
came out the same
beasts.
year, one from USC, one from
Yeah.
UCLA, and
Right.
they both ended up on the Hall of Fame deservedly.
Yeah, him and Ronnie Lott, right? They were
Right,
tough together. All
right,
right. So that's the week.
right,
Great time.
right,
Finished my third road trip this year. It's been an unbelievable football season. I still got Army Navy in December. That's my
right,
last road trip. Looking forward to that.
right.
And looking forward to some good football. The games aren't great this week, but that's okay. It's the end of the season.
Yeah,
DSC took the week off. Next week it gets a lot better again. So next week will be rivalry week with everything going on, with all the rivalry games all happening. Should be fun, man.
amen.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. I don't know where we're gonna record next week, but we'll try to get it done before Thanksgiving though. But if not, happy Thanksgiving.
Okay,
All
happy.
right, Nikki.
All right, should be some good games though next week. Some
Yeah.
tough weather, some physical games, and that Oregon USC game in Eugene might
Yeah,
be a real good one.
yeah. I'm gonna watch some football. Whatever I can't watch, I'll watch on YouTube. But
All right.
looking forward to it. See you, man.
Me too.
Bye.
All right.